Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
I was a bit delayed on my magic arrival there. Hi. First of all, thoughts to Cellulite Yoga Pants. I see that she arrived early and then sent out the lovely Discord message and then has retreated with a migraine and her notifications off, which I absolutely approve of. Sending you good vibes. Please get better soon, CYP. We love you so much. Beverly, my dear, how are you? Lovely to see you. Wait, who was here this morning? Behemoth Monkey. This morning when I posted this, Behemoth Monkey and Adam were both here. I loved it. Thank you so much. Bill, did I see you on Mayor's channel? I just took a little peek earlier today. Hi, Shasta Rob. Hi, Courtney. Carla, Darth J. So hold on. Why are the names not broken on my channel? I've noticed they're broken on other channels. It is a date. Oh my gosh. But I fooled you. It's not a date. We're going to watch Small Claims Court. But if you want to date me, you need to be able to watch Small Claims Court. Also, guys in the truck, I wish I had. Why does it say... Anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it says or doesn't say. Sometimes you have to ignore... Oh, my God. I'm in the wrong spot. Sometimes you have to... Yeah, I use Streamlabs. Why? Anyways, that's like a small requirement. I've actually, well, we won't talk about that. But anyways, we're going to watch Small Claims Court, but it seemed to me to be quite a long docket, so we'll see what we're in for. I've been working all day. I just got home.
And Mr.
And what?
Pavatsky,
Judge
you
is
had
right in-
filed a motion back in August, I believe, regarding subpoenas, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe I have enough information in my exhibits, but I wasn't sure if you would require anything further that might provide more evidence.
Okay, well, yeah, you're gonna make the choice as to whether you want to proceed with the discovery or not. What I'll tell you is, I won't authorize.
No, we've already sussed out that Streamlabs doesn't have anything to do with it. Oh, thank you guys. Also, a solicitor came to my door earlier today, like within the last 25 minutes before I went live. And I answered the door looking like this, obviously. And the first thing he said was, "You look beautiful in red." I was like, I'm not going to buy what you're selling. I appreciate that. And then I shut him down very quickly. But I laughed. And so yeah, it is not about Streamlabs, the names, as far as I'm aware, because even if you do a stream, like, or StreamYard, I don't think that's what it is. Because this channel was affected, I honestly believe that it's about updates that YouTube sends versus programs that you might be in versus not be in. That's my theory. That's my theory. Also, I'm going to put the... Well, I don't need to do that. I'll let the judge talk. They do door-to-door sales. Yeah. Don't you have door-to-door salespeople? Also, fun fact, in Canada, we don't lock our doors very often. Maybe at night, but like not usually. And people just come and knock on the door. And they could just walk in, I guess, but people don't really do that. Anyways, I don't know what any of these cases are about. Let's find out together.
Subpoenas, that's under small claim statute, that's probably a more elaborate discovery than normal. I would allow you to file requests for productions if you believe you have more information. And as you know, you carry the burden of proof in this case. So if you want to do requests for productions, we're obviously past the 60-day limit for doing that. But since the court didn't schedule it, even though you were supposed to ask us to schedule a motion hearing, that's why you never had one. I'm willing to reset it to give you time to do the request for productions. So you tell me, do you want to proceed or, pardon me, or do you want to do your request for productions?
I appreciate that, Your Honor. I feel that enough time has passed in this case, and I'm hopeful that I have enough evidence from what I was able to find to be able to convince you and provide the basis in law that that is enough to prove their misrepresentation. So I would like to proceed, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, if all three parties would raise your right hands for me. Swear the testimony in this case to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Mr. Lynn? Mr. Lynn, is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Would you guys like to guess what the person was selling? I don't think I said it yet. So you can go ahead and get your guesses in.
And Ms. Kish,
they
on
were
behalf of
selling
Lowe's, what's your
today.
role there?
I am representative, but also in-house paralegal. I handle all of our small claims.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Lynn, on behalf of iSpring,
I am representative, but I am an office manager.
okay. Are you counsel? Mr. Lynn?
Absolutely
No.
not. Judge, come on. If he was a lawyer, he wouldn't have answered that he was an office manager. Oh dear. This is small claims court. But he is not the agent or the settler. Blah, 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 blah. I don't even know the script. But I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen the actual thing yet, so keep guessing. What did the salesperson come to sell me today?
Okay. So you're not an attorney?
No.
Okay, and Ms. Kish, you're not an attorney?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Pravratsky, go ahead.
Your Honor, here seeking over $9,000 in damages for Lowe's and iSpring's deceptive sale of a water filtration system that elevated my water pH to dangerous levels without disclosure. It involves a clear chain of causation from iSpring and Lowe's deceptive practices to significant economic harm. The deception on November 27, 2024, I purchased an iSpring WCFM 500K water filtration system from Lowe's after consulting with iSpring about my well water, which had a safe pH of 7.88.
Okay, so hold on.
Judge is writing that down so he doesn't buy the same filter. He's like, what was that? What was that model number again? Lucinda's down there like, fuck. Why does she get, why, again, I'm always baffled when like big companies show up to small claims court.
At the time you purchased the filter, your pH was what?
7.88.
Okay. And you consulted with iSpring, why?
Just to make sure, you know, water's important to be right. I consulted with them via their chat function. I'd found them after a search.
Please don't tell me that you didn't buy anything through them and you're suing them for advice you got off the internet from them. Sir? Sean?
And thought, oh, that looks like a good system. It seems like it'll meet the needs. But I chatted with them just to make sure and provided to them the information about my well water, the specifics of its what do you call it, chemical composure.
Okay.
And that day when I purchased the product, which is my exhibit 4, it showed no warning on Lowe's that this system would dangerously elevate pH levels, nor did iSpring say anything about that. And then the discovery, so after their professional installation costing me over $3,200, my water pH spiked from 7.88 to 9.59. And that
And
far
when was that
exceeds.
reading? When was that reading?
Let's see, that is in the report.
Who's taking these readings? How are they
And
trained?
The
What kind of materials are they using?
report is dated, is this the right one? Yes. February 21, 2025 is when the request was made for water filtration testing through Simple Lab.
Okay, and you purchased it on the 27th of November, is that correct?
That's correct, yeah. And
And when did you install it?
the installation date was on the receipt here.
Oh my god, Sean, this is your moment. This is your day. Why are you so slow, baby?
Installation date was December 19, 2024.
Okay, and then 2 months later, you're seeing a high pH.
Right, and only because we'd started to experience some issues with our water heater did we retest the water. Normally, you only retest your water kind of every 6 months on a well, but I retested it earlier, specifically because we were having issues with our water heater.
Okay.
And so it made it 959, which is far above the EPA's maximum of 8.5. Washington also sets a standard of 6.5 to 8.5. And then when I complained about it in April of 2025, after receiving that report, doing a little more research myself, then Lowe's and iSpring suddenly added a pH warning to their product website 5 months after my purchase. They in my exhibit 10 in the email with Lowe's, they admit that it was posted the day they received my email. So that's a retroactive disclosure proving they knew or somebody knew about the pH risk but failed to warn consumers.
Jesus Christ, Denise. What the fuck?
And then Lowe's actually provided you an exhibit D3, which is the EPA standards, which also proves my case. If you look at page 4 of that, it shows that the pH maximum is 8.5, and a high pH will cause deposits. And then page 3 goes on to explain that it causes economic impacts, restricting or even blocking water flow, in turn causing the economic damage that I had to replace my water heater well before its useful life. It was just under 7 years old, and it has a 25-year warranty. So it just tells you how much more useful life it would have had. And then that resulted in the cascading damages. So the high pH damaged the tankless water heater. And then I had to remove the ice spring system. So that was $1,900. I had to replace the damaged water heater, which was another $1,800. And then I had to install the replacement, which is another $2,000.
Oh my god. What is happening with Darlene? No. Ice cream system be damned, Courtney. Look at Darlene. Something, we have to go back. I'm gonna have to not pause it because she's not on the top. What the fuck is happening, Darlene? You need to check on your angles or your filters. Something's happening. Or perhaps, no, I think it's her. We'll see.
I had to replace the damaged water heater, which was another $1,800. And then I had to install the replacement, which is another $2,000. And all those costs are directly traceable to the undisclosed pH hazard. And so this isn't speculative, Your Honor. This is exactly what the EPA says might happen if with high pH water. And Lowe's actually provided the document that proves it.
And Your Honor, I brought you somebody here today that used high pH water. Her name is Darlene. She's appearing on my behalf. I can't even anticipate. Also, these people have a baby. What is happening? This is exactly like my day at work. Like normal, boring, fucked.
I provided also my water heater manufacturer's warranty, which basically says they don't cover it or excludes it when the water with high pH levels is run through it. So as the same point, high pH is not good for anything in your house. I don't know if it caused further damage beyond that, but I know for sure that it damaged the water heater. I made plenty of good faith efforts to resolve this, Your Honor. Before filing it, I attempted conciliation through the DRC in that iSpring was non-responsive to DRC's repeated outreach attempts.
No politics, sir.
And Lowe's actually confirmed to the DRC that iSpring controls the product specifications on the website, or either that or in an email to me. Sorry, Your Honor, I don't remember which. But Lowe's allows iSpring to put, it sounds like to me, on their website, whatever iSpring or these third parties want to. And then there's a public safety validation. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission published the hazard report. So I filed the report with them. They review it, from my understanding, and then they published it, case number 516-0705, my Exhibit 9, confirming this is a genuine public safety issue. So, Your Honor, I'm asking this court to hold Lowe's and iSpring accountable for selling a product with undisclosed safety risks that caused over $9,000 in documented damages. I mitigated my losses by not including the $3,000 I spent on installing a replacement filtration system, or the cost of that, because that's what I was looking to do here in the first place anyway with their system. But if not for purchasing and using their system, I wouldn't have had all the damages that I've outlined for you.
Okay, so the damages you're claiming are the 5,700 in removing, replacing, and installing water heater?
That, as well as the initial installation of their system, which was 3,200, 8240. Then the remediation, removing their system, which cost $1949.61. And then the replacement water heater, which was $1819.67.
Okay, so do you
Six,
have your
seven.
damages spelled out someplace in your material?
Your Honor, I apologize, I didn't. I put the invoices in there, but I didn't. I should have put a little Excel
doing it
sheet,
right?
and I didn't do that.
Okay, so initially, I heard you say that it cost you $1,900 to remove the existing water heater. To replace it, you purchased one for $1,800, and to install it, it was $2,000. Those are the numbers I heard.
Yeah, and there's, so the 2,000 is the installation labor for the water heater. The replacement water heater itself is 1,800 and change. The removal of their system was $1,949.
Okay,
And the initial installation of that system was $3,282. Those are the
Well,
those four
$2,000 to remove it? You gotta be kidding me. Come on. You never met a Paisley. Paisley can remove a lot of things. A lot of things. For $2,000, I can remove almost anything in your house for you. Oh, fuck.
items are the damages, which totals 91,2535.
the initial installation, one more time, was how much?
Sure, Your Honor.
Me too, Shasta
3282.40.
And then
I'm
1949 to remove it, 1,800 to replace with a new unit, and then 2,000 to install it.
Right, and the new unit itself is just the water heater, which is totally separate from what I was purchasing, which was a water filtration system. The water
Right.
heater was damaged by their high
Yeah,
pH
right.
from their filtration. Okay.
And the 3282.40 was the installation of the water filtration system.
That's correct, Your Honor. Yeah. And then over and above all of that, I'm not claiming the cost that it took to install a replacement water filtration system or the cost of that system and labor itself, of course. And I'm just trying to put myself in a position I would have been if but for the misrepresentation.
Okay. All right, I'll hear from iSpring first.
Yes,
Danny.
so there is a disclosure in our product warranty that states the pH level could increase with the installation and use of the product WC-FM 500K. I do have an exhibit. I was wondering if I could screen share.
Sure.
All right.
excellent. Danny, liking it already.
Okay, apparently you can't.
Oh,
I'm
not a
fucking
problem. I can
pissed.
definitely send in the exhibit after, but in our product warranty on page 4, it states that the water pH range is between 5.8 to 10.8, and the actual performance of the system can vary based on the local water conditions and quality. And basically, the variation depends on each customer's local water condition, such as mineral content and source of water chemistry, which is outside of our control. And the plaintiff reported pH is within this disclosed range. I believe he stated it increased from 7.88 to 9.59. And our product warranty, we stated 5.8 to 10.5.
Okay, and in the warranty that was in existence at the time that Mr. Pravratsky purchased the system, or one that was
Yes.
subsequently added?
Yes, correct. The one that he purchased, because every one of our products, it comes with a product warranty.
That was not provided to me, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Lynn, how does the purchaser of a filtration system become aware of the product warranty?
Yes, well, when you open up the product, the warranty is basically in the package with the product. So it's the first thing you see when you open up the package.
And the package being what? A plastic bag of documents that comes with the filtration system? How does Mr. Pravratsky see what the warranty is?
Yes, so it comes in a plastic bag, I believe, and it should be like on top of the system when you open it. It states whole house WCFM 500K, whole house central water filtration system, installation instructions and user manual.
So the item sold through Lowe's, the warranty is in this bag that's on the filtration system. When Lowe's delivers it, is it your expectation that the bag is there? Or, how does that get from iSpring through a vendor to the customer?
It will be shipped in the box for the product, and it will be, physically inside the container.
Okay, so the shipment goes not through Lowe's. This isn't an off-the-shelf purchase. This is something that is purchased through Lowe's and you ship it to the customer. Is that what you're telling me?
I believe Lowe's has it in their like warehouse.
No, what he's saying is when they fucking make it at the factory or wherever the fuck they make it, they put the instructions on the top in a little black bag. Like every product you've ever purchased.
Your Honor, if you look at my exhibit, it shows it was shipped directly from iSpring. Lowe's is a consignee, but it comes from Cumming, Georgia. I can give you the exhibit number if you need it.
Oh, I see a bill of lading tracking. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, Your Honor.
It shipped on the 2nd of December from Cumming, Georgia. Would that be an iSpring warehouse, Mr. Lynn?
Yes, our warehouse is in Cumming, Georgia.
Okay. Now it says delivered to Olympia, but it doesn't have an address. Is that being shipped to Lowe's? So I looking at that document, I can't tell who was the recipient. Is it whether it's coming to you directly, Mr. Pravratsky, or to Lowe's?
It did come to me directly. I think on the delivery receipt it shows, but I can't say for sure, Your Honor. I'm not involved in that process, the shipping itself.
I'm not involved in
Your Honor, I don't mean to interject. On the bill of lading, it has Mr. Bravatsky's address in Olympia, which is where it would have gone.
Okay, yeah, I see that now.
AKA Lowe's is not in this. We just took the money.
Okay, so as to this particular filtration system, it appears that we skip Lowe's. It goes, the order was placed. I don't know whether it was placed through Lowe's or not, but the order was placed and then shipped from iSpring directly to Mr. Pravratsky is how it appears. Okay, Mr. Pravratsky, Mr. Lynn indicates that on all their systems, they have the warranty information. Are you telling me it wasn't there? Or you didn't read it, or what?
I didn't see it. I opened it with the plumber when the plumber was here.
He probably
didn't see
threw
anything
the
that said anything
instructions
about-
away like any plumber would and installed it. Also, if you want me to believe that you opened it with the plumber, I have to, like, that story only goes hand in hand with the plumber not needing the instructions.
Not drinkable or not or high pH, nor did the representative point that out when I was making the purchase. Which, if the EPA's fact of high pH causes deposits isn't clear enough, that they should point that out when the consumer is investigating the determination of purchasing their product. And then they, after the fact, update the Lowe's website where I purchased it to actually include this 8 to 10 pH range which wasn't there when I initially purchased it, which you can see in my exhibits, that leads me to believe that there's some questionable activity going on.
Is this guy a lawyer? Or is he just some academic
Okay,
or
so
businessman?
Mr. Lynn, other than in the warrant, so you're indicating it was available in the warranty package. Mr. Pravratsky says he didn't see it, but you're telling me it's provided with every filtration system, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and do you make notice of it in any other form? Or is it just in the paper warranty packet that's provided to the purchaser?
And on the
It should,
website.
yes, it is in the paper warranty package provided to the consumer. And I believe it should also be on our website. Because
And
if you visit our website and you scroll down, there's also like information about the product itself.
right, and does it have the pH range from 5.8 to 10.8 in there?
That I would have to check.
Danny, that's the whole case. Danny, you would have wanted that. I mean, I know you're only the office
But yes, we
manager here.
do include like explicit like information about each system on our website.
Okay. Specifically, you're relying on the warranty language that says pH is acceptable, pH is 5.8 to 10.8. Is that specific language included in the website information on the product?
You know, specific language is important. Hi, we got a jackpot. How are you? Hello. It sounds like you. Hey now. Oh, I got a hey now? Okay. I didn't do it in the right voice though. Hi, Creed, how you doing? We're watching a small claims case here where the guy's complaining about a very expensive water filtration system that he bought that apparently messed up his water heater. And that's our date night. So welcome.
Please give me a second, Your Honor. I'm pulling up
Sure.
our website
Danny.
because I'm not in charge of our website, so our developers are actually like updating it.
They're updating it right now. They are also watching us and updating the website right now. Also, we don't know what's going to happen with Darlene. Oh my God. And the people with the baby are back. Taylor here has her prop husband and child who looks like a small infant with her for her small claims court case.
Okay, Your Honor.
Um,
So while it does not specifically state on our website itself, we do have the product manual on our website for the product. So if you click on it, you can see the pH level and everything that's specifically stated with the product itself.
And that product manual that you've referred to, which had the warranty range between 5.8 and 10.8, was available to Mr. Pravratsky prior to the time of his purchase?
Yes, correct.
it's getting busy in small claims court. People moving around.
Now, Mr. Pravratsky has indicated that he believes that Lowe's updated their website to show some change in the pH information that existed prior to his purchase and then subsequent to his purchase. Did iSpring make any change on its material subsequent to Mr. Pravratsky's purchase that you're
don't-
aware of?
Not that I'm aware of, because I believe all information about the products are already updated on the Lowe's website. And if anything were to update, that would go through our marketing team.
And since Mr. Pravratsky's purchase of this and then alerting iSpring that he was having an issue, do you know if iSpring has put out any sort of warning about high pH impacts?
No, because it already stated in our product warranty that the pH level would be from 5.7 to 10.5.
Okay, so your answer is no. iSpring has not put out anything in response to the issues raised by Mr. Pravratsky's communication with iSpring.
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Megan rolling in with her middle part. Girl, is that what's popular these days? Sell the house, adopt the kids. That's what we always advocate
And
around here.
Ms. Tish, what was Lowe's role in all of this?
Lowe's sells the product. This is, from my understanding, an online purchase, which is how it becomes a direct ship from iSpring. You didn't walk into Lowe's and say, I want to purchase this. Seems like it was an online purchase, not something he came into the store and purchased and took home with him. It was a direct ship from iSpring. And when he returned the product, March 7th, he was issued a full refund for everything that he had purchased.
Oh, we already got a refund. Oh, sir.
And full
Oh,
refund in what
Sean.
amount?
I believe that's in my documentation. He
You've
was
been made
given back
whole.
that total.
Any hole is the goal.
30 grand total looks like it was. I'll have to look. That was his purchase. He was refunded. Oh golly, 36.98 and 86 cents.
Okay, and the,
Exhibit D2 shows the total refunded amount.
okay,
I
and
sense
the
a big
refund
D.
was because Mr. Pravratsky had indicated to you that he wasn't satisfied with the filtration system that had a pH that went up to 959. Is that why the
The
purchase is refunded?
They don't always note a reason, just says not wanted or defective, not needed. But the store doesn't necessarily look into reasonings why. Somebody comes back and brings it and says, hey, this didn't work for me. Can mark it as defective.
Okay,
Oh, that changes things. Who thinks he's gonna get
And-
the $9,000 he's looking for?
Mr. Pravratsky's indicated that Lowe's has made a subsequent change to its website regarding the product. Are you aware of that he's indicated?
I am aware that he has indicated that Lowe's gets the information for its various products from the manufacturers. They update the information. They provide it to us. Lowe's does not generate the details or the information about the product. It is simply attached to the product and just posted. Some vendors are actually able to upload that automatically themselves. I'm not sure of the exact details on this one, but all the details and information regarding the products, any warranties, all that information is provided by the manufacturers.
And do you know what warning Mr. Pravratsky is referring to when he says on the Lowe's site there was an updated warning?
I wouldn't call it a warning. It just has a note. He had some documentations that say it shows the pH could be between 8 to 10.
Okay.
I wouldn't call that necessarily a warning. It doesn't say warning, your pH could be X, Y, or Z. It just
Okay.
says, here's the range.
Zed.
And Mr. Lynn, if that came from iSpring, do you know when that was added? Mr. Pravratsky saying it didn't exist at the time of his purchase.
I am not directly the one who's responsible for sending the information to Lowe's or updating website, so I can't
But
say.
you don't have any way of looking at, are you acknowledging that it's there on the website? Is there something there that you provided Lowe's that they would have that in the product description?
They have all the
Yes,
documentation
I
that is
believe
sent to the
it was
customer.
already on the Lowe's website,
They have copies of the
or
information
maybe
that we
somebody from the
enclose.
marketing team maybe heard about it from the customer service team and updated the website.
No,
Okay,
that
so it's
requires
possible that
people
Mr.
that are
Pro-
paid very low money to go above and beyond their job description, and that didn't happen, Danny. Your case is that Lowe's has always been provided all of the information that is enclosed to the customer, and when and how they update that information is not privy to me. I don't work for Lowe's. Danny, that's your answer.
Bradsky's accurate that it wasn't on the website at the time of his purchase and was subsequently added when subsequent to his purchase. So that's possible. Is that, are you indicating that?
Yes, it's possible.
And Your Honor, you can see that in my exhibit 5 and 6.
The likelihood of you taking screenshots or even the Wayback Machine having it of some of this website directly, like having the difference on the website, would be slim to me. And why would you take screenshots before and after? Seems odd. And I'm convinced Darlene has a fish bowl filter on, but it makes her, it's like making her look comically hilarious here. I don't know what her case is about. She's eating popcorn. What's your favorite kind of popcorn? Do you think they're gonna wake the baby up to make it cry during the hearing? He's like, it feels sort of cold.
All right,
Bill,
looks
how
like
long's he gonna breastfeed?
there's, I don't know where you got the information, but it says last modified on the 7th of February, 2025 at 14:38 or 14:30. Looks like maybe 14:30 hours.
And if you look up from the left of that, that shows it came from Lowe's.com product images.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you saying you got that from Lowe's, that information, those details?
That's from Lowe's website.
I don't believe our
Okay.
website provides information on its actual updates. I would have to look at that, but
Yeah, this is in the code behind the website, which is visible to anyone with a browser to show the elements in the page. I would have loved to get it from Lowe's, but you guys refused to provide it.
Oh, wow. Pro move. He looked at the elements. Hi, Mayor. How you doing? Don't thank me yet. You just got here. I'm eating boom chicka pop. Boom chicka pop. Boom chicka pop.
So your exhibit 6, Mr. Pobradsky, just shows a photo of the filter, doesn't have the information that was on your exhibit 5. Are you telling me that it was just a picture of the exhibit and nothing else? Or of
That's
the
correct.
filtration system?
That's correct. And if you look at exhibit 4, you can see that's how that one image to the second one on the of it is how it's displayed at that time.
But didn't he get his
That's what the
wait,
image
wait,
is
wait,
there.
wait, wait. Didn't he get his refund on March 7th? Or something happened on March 7th. The last update was February. I think that proves it wrong. Right?
That's what I was presented with when I purchased the unit. And exhibit 6 is the best I could find of the representation of how it was displayed to me at that time. But 4 is the actual page. I printed that out, as you can see at the top, February 6th, which is before Lowe's or iSpring made that change, which was on, what was that, February 7th? Yeah. So that is the image of how I saw it when I purchased it, at least to the best of my recollection.
Oh my God, Judge, you're pondering so much. How much money are you gonna get of him? He wants $9,000 and he already got all his money back. Like, that seems excessive. You're driving me to eat popcorn, sir. Sean, who I now think is like a computer programmer. I don't know. Uneducated guess. I have no clue. Also, he has artwork on the behind him. I think that's a real background. Is it? Is it fake? Is his green screen better than mine? Probably. Will we ever know? Probably not. Who's the lady sitting beside the judge, by the way? Is she like a judge in training? She's like, I'm just gonna watch over your shoulder today. Is he training somebody? Like, what the fuck is happening back there? Oh my God. Darlene, come back. Real background, fake art. He bought it and returned it. Darlene, what do you got there? Judge, you know you get wrinkles if you sit like that with your face.
Okay, so it appears in looking at
Like that, huh?
your exhibit 4 that the website's silent on pH issues. And then
Correct, Your Honor.
February, it's updated to show the pH levels 8 to 10.
That's correct.
And that's your argument, is that the website should have had that information at the time you purchased the product.
Yes, sir.
And you're saying that, understanding that Mr. Lim said that regardless of what was on the website, you received with the packet a manual which would have told you that it was at 5.8 to 10.8, and that if you'd gone online to do, you could have read the manual online prior to purchase and seen 5.8 to 10.8. So any comments on that?
I disagree that that information was there. I'm certain I would have seen it. But that's the best. You know, the fact that they're retroactively modifying this image on Lowe's just leads me to believe that they feel culpable, but they're trying to hide it. But I don't know, Your Honor. All I know is their product. They should have pointed it out. It seems like it should be more blatant than hidden, if it is even in these supposed documents. And then, you know, causing this damage. So they're retroactively trying to change that information.
Mhm.
Ask
Also,
the
this
question, Your Honor.
Lucinda,
Yeah,
really?
Ms. Kish, just a second.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep.
Also, this court needs to get their shit together. Who the fuck created a situation where people cross behind a judge during court? Why? Why? There's not enough room. They have to squeeze. This woman looks like a hostage sitting behind the judge. Hi, loud. You know. I appreciate it. I bring them out for that reason, so I'm glad you're enjoying. Judge is fucking killing me tonight. This is literally how my day's gone.
And Mr. Pravratsky, what's your belief as to Lowe's liability in this case if all they're doing is updating their website to reflect information provided by the maker of the unit?
I do understand that, Your Honor. I think under RCW 7172, the Washington Product Liability Act, retailers can be liable for defective products and failure to warn. I feel
Yeah,
like
but
it
they
falls
would
under
have to
that.
know that there's something to warn about, right?
Uh, you know, I'm not a lawyer, so I would have to look. But
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
save that for the Supreme Court.
No, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Lin, anything else?
Yes, I did have a question for the plaintiff. How did he have a sample taken like 4 days prior to getting the refund? And also got the results in time and get someone out there to remove the system. And each test was also like in a different area. So there's nothing to show a comparison of like the raw prior to install and raw after. And I also was wondering like if there was an invoice for the removal of the system. And if that's like the invoice from March 10th, then how did the plaintiff get a refund prior to it being returned?
Okay, a few questions for you, Mr. Pravratsky.
Yes, Your Honor. The collection date was March 4th. As you can see on the representative sample there, the original, what do you call it, pH result was retested prior to the filtration system on February 6th, and then tested post. And then if you look at the removal invoice, that is March 10.
And we all know what happens in March. It's a very important month. Also, welcome. Thank you for the raid.
So those all fall in line, Your Honor. I'm not sure what the
All right, so,
iSpring's
and
implying.
what's your basis of claiming liability for the original purchase when that was refunded by Lowe's?
Oh, I'm not, Your Honor. I didn't, that's not part of my claim. The
Okay.
purchase price of the original equipment is not part of the claim.
So the claim is the removal of the water heater, the replacement of the water heater, and the install on the water heater?
The install of the water filtration, the removal of the water filtration, and the water heater, and the water heater labor replacement.
Okay, so the install of the water filtration system isn't your original cost for the iSpring. It's whatever product you have in there now that you paid $32.82.40 for.
No, Your Honor, that's the labor to install the iSpring. So the iSpring equipment itself, Lowe's did refund that. That cost, the $3,200, is to install the iSpring.
Wow. So he already got $3,200 back. By the way, we got a jackpot. Creed, I'm positive you smoke more than I do. But don't you worry. I really don't think I'll look like Darlene. She's been bug-eyeing us all night. I'm desperate to know what her case is about. And thank you, Six. And also, I don't know why you didn't get a notification. And Billy, did he really say that?
Okay, so you received a refund from Lowe's for the purchase price of $36.98.86. You had cost in installing that product, and your costs were $32.82.40. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor. And then another cost to remove that system. And then a cost which I'm not claiming here, which was to install the new system.
Right, okay. So and then the removal of the water heater, which you believe was damaged because of high pH, was $19.49, and you replaced the water heater for $1,800, and you installed the installation labor was $2,000. Are those
Correct, Your Honor. Yeah, the bottom line is putting me in the position I'd been had I not purchased the iSpring in the first place. Had I gone with this other manufacturer, I'm not including any of those costs.
All right, and Ms. Kish,
What
you
do you
wanted
guys think
to
he's gonna get?
add something?
Yeah, I wanted to get clarification on this water sample. And just a timeline from the water sample that was collected March 4th. And it appears it was received on March 10th. So that would be received by the lab on March 10th. And then the report was on March 17th.
That's correct. That's the process. You mail it into
Okay.
them. Yes.
Okay. But you received your refund for the iSpring on March 7th, which is before this sample was even received.
Correct. I did, if you'll see in the chat that I have with iSpring, I have a manual tester, and I tested it manually, seeing the high pH, and then I knew I had to send it off to ensure, because those tests can be inaccurate.
Okay,
And
but we
so I
don't have
took
any
the sample.
documentation of a sample that was, we don't have any documentation showing that. I guess, do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're saying there was something that indicated that, but I see this as you didn't even know what this, there's nothing documenting what the actual level was until a sample was taken essentially 4 days before you claim it was removed, and you had it removed before you got the sample results?
Well, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand your point here. The point is the sample was taken through that system. Then it was determined I needed to remove that system. I didn't wait for the actual results from the testing facility, because that takes time.
But you
as I
didn't
know it
provide any
does.
documentation of what it was, so we don't
You-
know.
You wanted me to, well, I don't need to. It's the lab that does the actual work. Who would rely on my test? Nobody would want to look at my test.
So it's just, you're just saying you took a test. We don't know that. We don't have any results that you can show. So it was removed after.
I'm still not getting your point, ma'am. I
Okay,
took the
yeah.
test before removing the system.
So the initial pH level that you'd indicated of 788, was that your manual test, or was that some test that you had sent out to a lab?
No, Your Honor, that's also a lab test.
That was a lab test? And so
Yeah,
that was
if you
your
look at
pH
it, that's the
prior to
pH from our
purchasing?
well. Yeah, pH from our well is 788, and that's
Choose
exhibit
my own
8.
adventure.
Okay, but that's a lab result, not a sample result that you had taken.
A manual result of mine? No, I didn't take my own individual. I mean, I did, but
Okay.
I didn't document that.
Okay,
Figured the lab result was what really mattered.
and the lab result of 788 was on what date?
That was collected on February 6th, received on February 10th. That's, as you look through my notes, you can see that's when I had the concern started. And I opened this issue with both Lowe's and iSpring back on that date.
But you didn't take samples from raw water and filtered water on that date.
I didn't think I was going to have an issue with the manufacturer Lowe's doing what they did, changing the website or refuting the.
I was just
Okay,
asking a
yeah,
question.
okay, all right, hold on. Okay. So you did a water test on 2/6/25, and that result eventually came back as 788.
That's correct. And that holds true. I could show you the water test that when we purchased the house a few years earlier, the water test we do every 6 months. That holds true. That number is constant.
Humble brag,
Okay,
water
so-
testing every 6 months?
What about that return number 788 caused you to start communicating with iSpring?
No, it wasn't that return number, Your Honor. It was the individual test that I had done.
Okay, and that test showed what level? Is that the 959?
No, Your Honor, that's the lab test. I don't
Okay.
know offhand what the number was, but I knew it was outside of the acceptable range.
Okay, so sometime after your February 6th lab test result, you then took your own test, you saw a higher number, and you contacted iSpring.
Both, yes, both before and after. I did this lab test to ensure that our water pH had not changed in the 2-ish years that we'd owned the home. So that's the February 6th test that I did, just ensuring that nothing changed on my end. Then I started communicating either just before that or around that time with both Lowe's and iSpring, saying, hey, the pH seems high or is high based on my basic test. Is this common? I went back and forth. And then after not getting any resolution from them and finding out that the only way to resolve it was, or that the level was too high and it was probably causing other damage, was when
Oh my God, Sean, you're fucking up my. I'm trying to enter in my Rockstar, my monsters, into my food log, and then Sean, and it just entered the pH seems, and fucked up my food entry. Sean, stop it.
then tested and returned the product.
Okay. So the the 788 number came from a collection on the 6th of February. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, it's in that report right there.
So it looks like, based on what you provided me, that iSpring updated its website information on the 7th of February. So before you knew the results, and you had not yet reported any defective system to iSpring, is that correct?
Let me confirm the date I did, Your Honor. I don't offhand recall the date I made the report initially to iSpring, and I think it was before that. Yeah, my pH levels email to iSpring is January 28th, 2025.
And that's just based on a test you took?
Well, not.
Yeah, which they're not completely reliable, and that's why I sent it out for testing. But before doing that, between January 28th and February 6th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 emails with iSpring going back and forth on pH, asking if that's an issue, is that a concern, telling them that my pH is 959.
All I can think about is like, that there's a vagina joke in here somewhere.
And after that point is when I determined, okay, they're going round and round. I need to test my original water just to make sure nothing has changed. And that's when I did the direct well water test that's without any filtration.
Okay, so you started communicating with iSpring about the pH, your pH concerns at the end of January.
That's correct, Your Honor. January 28th, 2025 at 5:02 a.m., 5:20 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time.
All right. Mr. Lynn, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I wanted to add, since the plaintiff installed the system, I think in December, and he found out the high pH level in January, and I wanted to say that like that time period, a month, that's usually not natural for pH levels to rise that high, because hardness, it refers to like the concentration of the dissolved minerals, which is like mainly calcium and magnesium, which contributes to like scaling, and that leads to like the pH level. However, that usually happens because of like the local water, not because of a water system that you install for like a month, because that doesn't like raise the pH level that high. And additionally to the claims for compensation related to like the installation costs of the products, or any allegations seeking compensation for like the water heater replacement, replumbing, or otherwise, is precluded by our limited warranty outlined in the product manual. So our limited warranty specifically has a clause that states that, iSpring, since we're only a distributor, we're not a manufacturer or installer, we don't cover the cost of installation or reinstallation of any products.
Okay, Mr. Paratsky.
Your Honor, the misrepresentation of this being a system that works for wells, not pointing out the fact that the pH levels can rise, and they did. There's nothing else that would have made them rise, and that's specific to the lab tests, which, as I said, and I have proof of, the pH level of our well water prior to filtration has not changed from the day we bought the house. 788 has been constant. So iSpring is looking for an out when they should be telling customers explicitly, and then they retroactively changed Lowe's website to tell customers 8 to 10 pH when they should have pointed that out initially when I purchased the system clearly
So
so that I didn't run through this.
what do you contribute the increase in pH to?
It can only, from my perspective, be attributed to their system. After we replaced it with another system, the pH is normal.
Normal meaning 788.
It's, I think it's 7.5, actually. It brings it down a couple little points because it does a better job of filtration.
All right.
I have that test if you need it, Your Honor, on the new system.
I have a test budget, Your Honor. I test like a lot. Like, who tests their water that much? This seems insane.
I didn't even think about that, Your Honor. The cost of all these tests that I've had to do, I didn't even put that in my claim.
Oh, Lord. A lot of testing. That's a humble brag. Never even occurred to me. Doesn't bother me. I can send shit for testing any day I want. That's a humble brag. Judge is like, I just bought this water filtration system. He is so pissed right now. He went through Lowe's. It's gonna be delivered soon. He's got the plumber coming over. He is pissed. That's the only reason I can think that he is taking so long. I have seen him dismiss TPOs faster with more
Yeah, Mr.
information.
Lynn, you indicated that the warranty language does not cover installation costs. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
I thought we had like 6 cases tonight. We have one long case, and then these other people will probably be in and out. They'll be serious cases. The judge will be like, why are you wasting my time? I gotta get home to this filtration system. Mary, are you a pumpkin? Is that a Halloween sweater? Darlene. I think that is a pumpkin sweater. I sort of like it. It's like, is it an abstract pumpkin or is it just a straight up pumpkin? Pumpkin breasts. Like eyes on my breasts, a nose in the middle, and a little mouth over your belly. Is that what we're getting here, Mary? And then your arms are just covered in other little pumpkins. It looks itchy. That's what I'll say. It looks itchy. Mary looks bitchy. And she works under fluorescent lights. Judge. Oh my God. You're killing me. Oh, the baby's fucking head! Bro! Oh my God. You can't be handling a child like that.
All right. In this case, I'm going to find in favor of Mr. Pravratsky as to iSprings. I'm going to dismiss Lowe's. I don't find any basis for a claim against Lowe's. So I have dismissed the claim as it relates to Lowe's since they just provided the information on the website based on that provided by iSpring and had no notice as to why they shouldn't do it. Not- So they are dismissed as a defendant. As to Lowe's, or as to iSpring, the change on the 6th of February to adding the pH to the website, which was the one change to that website from the way the website was designed prior to the purchase by Mr. Pravratsky. And then about a week after he started raising issues of pH with iSpring, maybe coincidental, maybe not. It does appear that that added information was put there to address the issues that Mr. Pravratsky was raising. That would be, since this was a online purchase, the use of the website would be appropriate by Mr. Pravratsky in reliance on that, and requiring him to read the product manual to find out what the acceptable pH ranges for the filtration system, I think go beyond what we would expect consumers to make. So I'll find judgment for Mr. Pravratsky for the damage to the heater, removal, replacement, and installation as a result of the high pH. And the principal judgment would be $5,749. I will not give him the installation of the subsequent filtration system, since that was precluded as part of the warranty. Total judgment, $5,808.68 as it relates to iSpring. All right, thank you all.
Thank
And
you, Your Honor.
you can reach out to district court to get a copy of the judgment if you wish.
I appreciate it. That number again was 5,808.
5461.
I'll tell you a second. $5,808.68.
I was wrong.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next! Call for the next case, please. Darlene needs to come. Is it Darlene versus Taylor? Could it be? Could it write itself? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Snyder, come on up.
Who? Now I'm getting hungry. Now I'm getting hungry.
Either one.
Ooh, tell me what you
And
have
if you'd
for
raise your
dinner.
right hand, and Mr. Monahan, and
Raise
Ms.
your
Miller,
right hand.
raise
Ooh,
your right hands, please.
new characters. Raise your right hands. Do it.
Swear the testimony in this case to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
And I don't see Mr. Monahan. You can. Mr. Monahan,
Oh, Mr. Monahan, blinking at me. Turn off your computer for all to see. He's blinking. He's there. He just can't. What is he? Oh, no, that's Kevin Mason. Who's Mr. Monahan?
Your Honor, Todd Monahan's Wi-Fi is frozen. He's not able to access the video at the moment.
okay, well,
Yeah, hey now, Miss
can you
Black.
access the audio? If you'll send him a text telling him to just try audio only.
Audio. Audio.
The audio also does not unmute.
Okay,
He's attempting to log out and log back in.
thank you.
Well, go to the next case. I want to hear the Fishers. Oh, it must be Fisher versus Fisher, but they're spelt slightly differently. Fisher, Fischer. Mary down there. Mary, quite contrary. And then we have Taylor up there with her family growing. Denise is going to return briefly and jump scare me. I don't think that she has an OF, but you know, you never know. It's always worth a check to see who has such a thing. Ma'am, why are you holding your fingers up like this? I look so hail. Oh my god. That's all I ever think. Sometimes people send me screenshots of me live on their TV, and the absolute first thing I always say is, I look like a ghost. I look like a deathly pale ghost, but I come by it honestly. I don't know. Maybe I need to move to a place where there's sunshine. There's sun here, but you know what I mean. Judge, are you literally gonna wait? Like, why are you so patient today? Did somebody drug him? Does he not want to go home? What is happening? He's still worried about the water filter. That's what's happening. He's literally looking into it right now. He's fucking furious is what's happening.
Your Honor, he's still not able to access video or audio. It's blocked on Zoom, so he's going to come into this room here and join on my device.
Okay, you're in the
He's
same
been
building?
there with you the whole time?
That's correct.
Bruh. Exclamation mark. What is the exclamation mark tits? Exclamation mark OF. Streamlabs daddy does a little dirty work for me.
Department indicated it was, you swear, Mr. Monahan? Raise your right hand,
Yes.
please.
Jesus, I almost missed the best part. Courtney, tit stab. I would love a tit stab. I would love a tit stab. No, there. If you do exclamation mark OF, I'm pretty sure it will come up. Or
Monahan, if
exclamation
you'd
mark
raise your right hand,
links.
please. And unmute. You swear, Mr. Monahan? Raise your right hand,
Yes.
please. Raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony in this case to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Thank you.
I do.
All right, Ms. Snyder's unit burned down. Fire department indicated it was not due to her negligence, and she wants her security deposit back. And position of Olympic Rental is that
I'll
Ms.
actually post
Snyder
some
actually
content
caused the fire
soon.
by charging her lithium batteries in her bedroom.
Her dildo?
And that whether she's negligent or not isn't a determination as to whether she gets deposit back. It's just whether the apartment's been damaged while she's there. Have I correctly stated your position, Ms. Snyder?
There's two things. One is it's not an apartment, it's a single family residence, just in case that makes a difference. And we didn't burn the house down.
Oh, there was a significant fire.
There was
Like,
a
this is so much more
significant
serious
explo-
than fucking Sean and his pH. Watch how much time this takes. Oh my god, if he doesn't give her... It sounds terrible. What's happening? What a quick escalation. We have pH droning on for an hour, and now we've had a sex toy fire, allegedly. That's why you should always use plug-in devices.
Explosion from a lithium battery charger that we use only during power outages for Dennis's BiPAP machine. And I brought the thing, and I think I put it in your flyer, that we're always recommended after power outages to recharge the machine, which is what we did. Nothing more, nothing less.
And your view is that because it wasn't your fault, that you just used the machine as you thought you should, that you're not responsible for the damages, and the retaining of the deposit by Olympic Rental was inappropriate. That's your position?
Okay, will you say that one more time? I want to make sure I answer correctly.
Sure. Your position is that because the fire wasn't your fault, you were just using a lithium battery charger as you believed it was to be used, and that caused the fire. The apartment was significant, or the unit was significantly damaged, and you think you're entitled to the full return of the deposit because you were not at fault in causing the damage.
partially true. When I first put in, the first time I saw you was 2 months ago when Mary Kay Miller was up on the screen, and I had put in there $4,300 because that included, you know, all of our court costs and services. But since we had to come for a second hearing, we had to have multiple defendants. And the total of the court costs came to $1,300. And I told them today, I said, I am not looking to make any money from you. I just would like you to give us our security deposit back. I don't care about, you know, the $1,300. I would just like to have our security deposit back because we lost all of our possessions. And one of the reasons the explosion was so lethal was because the house is 50 years old and it still had asbestos on the ceilings and on the sheetrock, which covered all of our possessions in the back of the house. And nothing in the back of the house was salvageable. The front of the house did not receive the brunt of the explosion because Lacey Fire had gotten there in time after it exploded. So we're really talking about our personal, all of our personal possessions literally being gone. And all we're asking for is just, if you give us back our security deposit, we can still, you know, backfill things
That's a
that,
good
you know,
point,
things that
right.
we lost.
Right.
And yes, we did have insurance covering it, but it certainly did not cover, you know, all of our possessions, as we had to bring ServPro in according to State Farm and end up paying probably, let's see, half of what we would have gotten from the insurance company. They have two buckets. One is 25,000 for renters' possessions, and one is 22,000 for move-in costs and all that. And we had to pay over $13,000 to have the house cleaned, and I paid it.
Thank you.
Can I say
And
one other thing before?
Sure.
And I apologize.
That's okay.
When we left the meeting and I offered to them just to get back our security deposit, and I certainly understand how it feels to see, you know, obviously, seeing as we had to evacuate, you know, a house in that condition. But I don't know if you remember this, but you had dismissed, which I have, you had dismissed the claim against Mary Kay Miller because she claimed that she was not the property owner. And you said, okay, well, I'm dismissing this without prejudice,
Mhm.
which Mary did not mention to the mediator. And that is the only reason we're back here, because it was suggested that we claim against both LLCs, which we did.
Right. Yeah, what I told you at the time was personal liability for Ms. Miller was not, you didn't prove personal liability. She was acting on behalf of an LLC. So that's why you had the wrong defendant, even though it's the same person. I get it.
Right,
But you
right.
have to file
Again,
how they're acting and on behalf of who they're acting, and it's the LLC in this case.
exactly.
So that addresses.
That's what I understood.
Okay, all right. Okay, so basically Ms. Snyder wants her deposit back. And Mr. Monahan, I hear from you as to whether under the rental agreement you think she's entitled to the deposit back. I think I know what your answer is. If you'll explain it, please.
Yeah, first, just let me say it's a really of a bummer situation in the whole thing. I mean, you know, you don't want to lose everything you have in a house fire, and you also don't want to lose the house. And that's exactly what happened. I would say two reasons. Liability is not a matter of negligence. We're not saying she did anything negligent. Accidents do happen. Products fail. We've had cars who are parked on a slant and the parking brake somehow fails and they roll down and roll through a garage door. And it's just a matter of that's the liability. It's whoever's car or whoever's renting that facility. And secondly, liability doesn't diminish with the extent of the damage. If that little battery had just simply melted and burned a hole in the carpet instead of the affecting the entire structure, we would probably not be here because we would have just appropriately charged for that portion of it. In this case, the deposit was the only thing that was taken. We didn't ask for any of the other damages that the owner is going to incur, and thought that was about, pretty generous in that. I guess the owners are here and they can speak to that too, because they're named also. But for those two reasons: one, it's not, liability is not a matter of negligence, and two, it doesn't diminish as the extent of the damage increases. This barely covers any of what will eventually be the owner's cost outside of their insurance policy too.
Okay, well, let's make a record of that. Either Ms. Miller or Mr. Mason, if you want to tell me what the damage costs are.
Well, the damage costs are going to be somewhere in the $300,000 range.
Okay, so a little beyond the security deposit amount.
That is correct.
All right.
I mean, Your Honor, our position is that she did not return the home in a usable condition, and therefore her security deposit was forfeited to compensate for the damage.
What do we think's gonna happen? Is it Mikey's brother?
All right. Typically in the landlord tenant cases that we see here, we have a big discussion about normal wear and tear, and did the damage exceed normal wear and tear? In this case, the damage was well beyond normal wear and tear for both the physical structure and for folks' emotional well-being. It was beyond normal wear and tear in all those ways. This is a pretty clear case that the owners of the property, the manager of the property, don't have to prove that you were in any way negligent, just that the home was damaged when you left, and the security deposit is held to cover those damages unless they are the fault of the homeowner or the rental agent. In this case, they're clearly not the fault of the homeowner or rental agent, at least for the amount of the $3,000 deposit that was paid. So I don't have any choice but to dismiss the claim. So I'm very sorry for your loss, and
Okay.
that has to be a really
That was a
scary
surprise.
situation.
Thanks.
Yeah, and we'll give you a copy of this, and
Okay.
for Mr. Monahan, Ms. Miller,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Mason. Yep.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Doesn't surprise her. Doesn't
Thank
surprise
you. You're all
her.
done.
Thank
I
you.
do feel bad for her, but I mean, they lost a whole house. Again, he dealt with that in about a quarter of the time he dealt with the fucking pH water level case. Oh, lie. Who's in hospital? No, Darlene's in her house. Look at all that shit on her wall.
I got it.
What's next, Judge? Come on. I'm now hungry, obviously, because I just ate 10 of these
All right,
baguette
so I
crisps.
think we're going to
Delicious, by the way.
finish up with one more small claim trial, and given the fact that Ms. Fisher has made her presence here, having recently given birth, as in a few days ago, I believe, last week, if I'm not mistaken, and she's made the effort to be here, we're going to take that trial next.
Thank you, Your
So,
Honor.
yeah, did you say thank you, or did you say something
I
else?
said thank you, yes.
Okay, all right, so we'll proceed with that case. So any other cases that you see, Ms. Ruley was still here. I don't know if Mr. Davis, he was here.
Good night,
Um,
Bill.
That matter will have to be reset, and the Camp and Comcast matter will have to be reset. The Fisher and the Kaiser matter will have to be reset if they're not settled. Okay, So I need,
Your Honor.
yes,
Is there a chance by chance that we could go back into mediation and, attempt to settle it one more time before having to waste more court's time?
well, let me ask Denise. She's been very nicely hanging out. Denise, are you available to continue some mediation?
As well.
That's a very enthusiastic response from Denise, by the way.
Let me go, let me figure myself out again and shove me in a breakout room and let's go.
Okay, thank you. And we'll see if we can find
Denise?
Mr. Davis.
I don't see him listed on this call, so I don't know if he disconnected.
Right. Okay, if Mr. Davis disconnected, Ms. Rowley, then you'll want to stay on till I finish this case, because as I said ahead of time, if people check out and don't wait and I call the case, then I'll be awarding judgment. So you potentially may get a judgment if he doesn't reappear.
Absolutely,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, he's logging back in, so it looks like you guys will be in a breakout room. Okay, so who's going to speak today? Is it Ms. Livingston or Mr. Wilkins?
I'll do it, I guess. Darlene Livingston.
Okay, Ms. Livingston, I can
Darlene
see your left
speaks.
arm, and your left
Sorry.
ear. Yeah.
Sorry, she leans
Yeah,
over
pull the
like a
phone around.
fucking
There we go.
model.
Thank you.
Raise your goddamn hand, Darlene.
Okay, folks, I say almost because I think I've looked at all the exhibits, but almost all the exhibits. And so somewhat familiar here, although I have some questions. Ms. Livingston, let me see. Geez, having read all that, now I can't remember your dog's name. What's your dog's name?
Malaga,
Malagas?
Malaga.
Malaga.
You know, Malaga is a town in Spain.
Yep, and it's also a winery over by Wenatchee.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know the winery, but I know the town in Spain. Okay,
Humble brag.
now I know you have a dog named Malaga. First question, and I couldn't tell from all the documents I was reading, did Malaga survive her gastroenteritis?
Yes, it was touch and go, but she's doing way better. She's almost 7 months old now. We've got her up to 58 pounds, and she's back on her 2 to 3 cups a day, extremely active on a half acre and having fun.
Okay.
And let me
And
say real quick, I had no issue with the training at all. It was just the boarding care I have issues with.
right, I understand that. Okay, so the issue, as I understand it, is that you were routinely feeding Malaga 2 to 3 cups of her food a day, and that was upped at the kennel to 3 to 4 cups per day.
4 to 5 cups a day.
Okay. I think I saw a note from Ms.
said
Fisher,
after-
3 to 4 cups,
okay.
but and I think that was the question to you was, are you feeding her 3 to 4 cups because that's what you're doing? You said, no, I do 2 to 3. I think somewhere I saw that text exchange. And it's your belief that this increase in food intake, because dogs typically don't have the say no button, they'll eat what food is generally in front of them. That in your mind, that's what caused the gastroenteritis, because perhaps she was eating more food and not drinking enough water.
Exactly.
Is that your position?
Yes.
Okay. And she wasn't able to keep the food down, so that ultimately resulted in some significant weight loss as she returned to you from her 2 weeks at the kennel. Is that right?
Yes.
They overfed her, so
And
she came back.
it looks
skinny.
like you took her to go see Dr. Johnson at some point in August, and Dr. Johnson indicated that he was not willing to write a letter for you detailing his belief as to what caused the gastroenteritis, because he indicated in his response to you that he wasn't sure what caused the gastroenteritis. It could have
Yeah,
been a
that's
variety of factors.
that's her regular vet, and it's a female, and she wasn't sure. She couldn't be sure because it was like 3 days later
Mhm.
after we had picked her up. We finally got her in because things weren't settling down, and they wanted to
Right.
keep her on the special diet. She wasn't sure, and she couldn't be completely positive.
Right.
But all the notes from urgent care on like 3 hours after we picked her up, we were headed to urgent care.
Right. Yeah. No, I saw all the things indicating
But
that
yeah,
she was.
she wouldn't write a letter because she couldn't really actually say for positive which one, exactly 3 days after the fact, which I understood. We had a discussion about it, so.
Right. Yeah, so what I saw in the various medical notes was very alarmingly low electrolyte level. And that turned into a diagnosis of gastroenteritis, and that Malaga was in serious condition there for a period of time. But we have the diagnosis. I didn't see anything anywhere that indicated the cause of that. And I understand your argument is that there was a change in the feeding pattern, and there was some belief that the dog was significantly dehydrated, although by having diarrhea and vomiting, that can cause dehydration in and of itself.
Yeah.
The question for me is, other than you thinking, well, she wasn't sick before she went, she's sick when she comes back, and she's lost weight, and they changed the feeding schedule and amounts, that has to be the cause. That sounds to me like that's essentially your case. Is that right?
Well, when I get this text message, like at 10 o'clock in the morning when we're on our way to go pick her up, that says, remind me, how much did you have me feeding her a day? I'm thinking, you've had my puppy for 2 weeks. What do you mean? How much did I have you feeding her a day? And I texted her back 2 to 3 cups a day. Why? Oh, I was doing 4 to 5 cups a day on her second week because I noticed she had started losing a little weight, and with her being so active. No person in their right mind feeds a 7-month or 4-month-old puppy 4 to 5 cups a day. I have talked to trainers that professionally train Malinois. They don't go over 3 cups a day. They're not supposed to be a big husky dog. You can't puppies are going to eat whatever the heck's put in front of them. I've had dogs for a really long time. No, you can't do that. I did some more research on it, and yeah, the gastrointestinal comes from overfeeding. Taylor had given her 3 cups before 10 a.m. the morning of pickup. Really?
Okay.
For a 4-month-old, 32-pound puppy? That's a lot of food, and she lost 13.5% of her body weight in 2 weeks being with them. This has been a puppy we've had since she was 6 weeks old, and she's consistently gained weight. We feed a very good puppy food. And it's not my first rodeo when it comes to dogs or puppies.
Almost 10-year-old brother.
We've got 2 10-year-old brothers and sisters of hers here too.
All right.
And I mean, like I said, we have no issues at all when it comes to the training. Tim did an absolutely amazing job with her. It was the board and care I'm having issues with. And we tried to settle twice now in mediation. Just pay the $2,400 in vet bills and we'll be done. I had to save up enough money for the $2,000 in training. And then scurry and borrow the money for the $2,400 in vet care that was not expected when we took 3 hours after we brought her home.
And Ms. Fisher, go ahead.
Yes, we had
her contract had said that she had been doing 3 cups of food a day. And it was also in that contract that she signed before I actually had Malaga explaining. Here, I can read it word for word just so I make sure I don't have any confusion. The owner will bring dogs food. Please plan to provide an extra week of food in the planned, other than the planned stay in case we feed more or the dog must stay a couple extra days. It's very common, especially with puppies that are around 4 months old or younger. If their activity level changes drastically, their calorie intake should, increase as well to keep up with their growth spurts. They're going to go through many growth spurts when they're under 6 months, especially. So in that case of noticing her dropping a little bit of weight, I did up her food. And it was mentioned multiple times by Darlene that that was not done gradually. She never confirmed that with me, and it was done gradually. I have also been dealing with dogs for a very long time, and I do this full time. So I do get a lot of puppies around that age and make sure I'm feeding adequately due to the increase in activity level. Typically, we do have a higher activity level when they're with us rather than at home. We're constantly working with them. We live on 5 acres. I mean, they're there for a purpose to learn. So we spend a lot of time with our training dogs. So the doubling the food was incorrect. That is a claim that was made by Miss Livingston. And it is in the contract that she signed and filled out that it was 3 cups a day, and we had we may up the food intake to make sure she is staying healthy, which is also in that same contract. It was noted that, like I said, the vet could not confirm and would not sign off on, it being pointed at us. Gastroenteritis can be caused by a lot of things. Stress can also induce diarrhea, lethargic. With the day of drop off happening, our normal procedure, we do a bath before they go home as well. I live on acreage. I want dogs to be clean while I have them in my home. And I also want them to be clean going home, no dirt, debris, anything like that. So she got a bath. She got her feeding of 2 cups before that bath. And then we did a mini training session where an additional cup of food was hand fed. We do that as like a treat alternative. So they're not getting, anything different than their normal diet. We don't want to include any additional food. And then that was given before the go home. We drove her to the facility and had about an hour lesson with Mr. and Mrs. Livingston to go over all of the training. They were happy. Everything went well. And then the dog was transported from Rochester, Washington to, I believe, Aberdeen, Washington. So another about an hour car ride. Car rides can make dogs stressed. So can a lot of new activity. So that can be amounted to being normal with maybe getting some diarrhea. Her last poop at the facility was solid. We never had any issues with diarrhea, throwing up, anything of the sort. If I did, I would have immediately contacted Darlene. But seeing there was no symptoms, no issues while having her, there was no reason to alert her of something that wasn't happening. I was immediately notified within, I want to roughly about an hour, hour and a half, that a Facebook post had been made that we were tagged in. My company was tagged in, talking about the training. They had gotten Malaga back. And then there was a comment on there by Miss Livingston about she was misinformed about the training methods we use, which I saw and immediately wanted to address as a business owner and as a person. If there's an issue, definitely want to make sure there's clear understanding and any confusion that was had. So I immediately messaged her, resolved that. She said she wasn't aware that e-collars or stuff, was used. And then I pulled up a message from when I booked her explaining that they were in text message, as well as her contract also says we use e-collar and prong collar if needed, but prong was never used with her dog. She said she was okay. That's fine. Everyone else in the in the household was happy. And we moved on past that. Then it turned into, she had stated the dog's first poop being home was solid. And then there was a runny stool, which she provided a photo of. And I explained to her after a long car ride, after a training session with new boundaries and expectations with owners, it's normal for dogs to undergo a certain amount of stress with all these changes, car rides, stuff like that. That, you know, watch her, make sure she's not gorging on water, because that's another stress sign, is dogs that are getting, you know, loose stool or gorging themselves on water. And then I was informed, I just kept receiving messages on updates on her, which I would respond to, give information for any questions she asked. I did provide a photo of the fecal matter that she left right before she left our facility, just to have it seen that it was, you know, there was no issue. And then she went to the vet. I told her that was fine. If there's, you know, if she's having concerns, that, you know, she should do what she feels is right for her dog. But these are all signs with stress. I provided, you know, information if they needed, had questions, stuff like that. Then with the diagnosis, we did notice her other dog in the household, who we've never had, never trained, anything like that, also had a similar issue within the month that we had gotten her puppy. Feeding issues, it's kind of known, and even with like a quick search, can cause gastroenteritis. Feeding your dog oil that's high in fats can cause electrolyte imbalance. These are all factors that can play into causing this, and it can either be a quick diagnosis that they get symptoms, or it can be over a prolonged time due to their food, stuff like that. There is a history of Miss Livingston also not doing quite necessarily the best diets for her dog. So feeding her dogs Cheetos, turkey sandwiches, which were in the vet report as well, cooking oil, and those are not, you know, ideal foods for dogs to be eating, and can cause issues to come up, or long-term issues with, of course, an upset stomach, or issues that pop up later down the road from prolonged access to high fatty foods. Can also cause heart issues, stuff like that. So that does make sense that with the same feedings, her dog prior has also had a very similar diagnosis. But with this, we did receive a couple updates on vet bills, and then she had made a couple claims about court. So therefore I decided, if we're going to court, I have no reason to continue responding. The dog is doing, you know, fine now. She's updated me, and now it's turned into kind of demands for money. I had gotten a Venmo request for $2,000 on that was on August 10th. I received a request to my personal Venmo, which is in no way associated with my business, my company. Personal $2,000. Then that was canceled 3 days later, so I got another alert for that. I'm not sure why that was requested to my personal, and it has in no way, you know, due to our business. So I was seeing that. Then we got the request that if we didn't pay, she'd be suing us for $10,000. I didn't respond. I had no point in responding. I'd been kind of getting some rude messages and just kind of felt like demands for money. So I was still not associating with the conversation. There was nothing left to be said. Then I got the suit for $4,000.
Let me just stop you, Ms. Fisher. I don't need to know about the negotiations back and forth.
Yeah.
So
yeah, then it was just that there was the writing from the vet saying there is no way to know that this was us. Also with the feeding patterns, it's happened with our other dog in the past that I've never had. That's kind of it. The feeding in the second week, yes, it was upped. And then that was anywhere from 4, sometimes 5 cups a day. And that was never at one time. It was split up between training sessions throughout the day, where kibble was hand fed in small increments as rewards, not just 5 cups of food in front of the dog, one sitting. That would make a dog sick.
okay, so let me ask about this. You'd indicated that your clients provide the food for their dog typically. Is that what happens?
Yes, sir.
And in this case, did Ms. Livingston give you food for Malaga?
Yes, she provided her own food, and then In the contract, we also have her put out any other treats, stuff that's put in there. And it was listed that she brought the dog dish, a dog dish stand, blanket, dog food, treats, 2 toys, a collar, and a pink harness. That's what she brought with her dog for drop off.
Right, yeah, I saw that in there. So the extra food that you gave Malaga, beyond the 3 cups a day, was that the food that was provided by Ms. Livingston?
Yes, sir. That was the kibble that she brought with her dog.
Okay, so it wasn't kibble that Malaga was unfamiliar with. It was kibble that she had been eating on a regular basis.
No, we never feed any dogs anything besides what is provided with them and brought with them for their training.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Livingston, you get the last word. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to address the Cheeto and the turkey thing. Turkey sandwich thing. Since we've had Malaga, number
I
one,
think
riding in
maybe
the
I'm
truck
gonna have a
isn't an
turkey
issue.
sandwich later. I'm so hungry now. I've done 18,343 steps today. Oh my god, I'm fucking tired. Anyways, Darlene, I don't know. You giving the dog Cheetos, and your vet wouldn't back you up.
Issue because when you're my personal dog, you've got to be my rider. I have MS severely, and I like my dogs to be with me at all times. I'm working with one of our oldest ones for helping me. Anyway, Cheetos has always been a go-to in the truck only. If she's with me, she knows she doesn't get more than 3 Cheetos in one day. She knows where I hide the bag, and she'll sniff at that point, but she will not touch it. So that's as far as the Cheeto thing goes. That's just an extra special thing just for her, only in the truck. As far as the turkey goes, I didn't try and give her a whole turkey sandwich. She was sick, not feeling good the day we brought her home. We couldn't get her to eat or try anything, so I was eating a turkey sandwich, so I gave her a small bite. Our dogs are extremely well taken care of. And yes, one of our older ones did have gastro problems, and that's because she's a lab spaniel mix and she eats stuff outside she shouldn't eat. She has since gotten better, and everybody's on Blue Buffalo. Everybody gets a turkey, rice, vegetable mix, a 1/4 cup a day in their food twice a day.
Absolutely not a sponsor.
Yeah, no. Per the vet, and this is per the vet to keep it up just for digestion for the older ones. And Malik kind of likes it too, so that extra fat helps her. But either way, the recommended feeding, overfeeding and consuming excessive amounts will cause digestive system and digestive issues in a puppy. The vomiting, the diarrhea, the bloating, the abdominal discomfort. She hadn't eaten anything besides one little itty bitty piece of turkey when we got her home. I sent the picture. I filed actually the pictures of what she pooped out outside, and that was like the 3 cups of food they had given her that morning before 10 o'clock. I don't see. And then as far as stress and riding, this dog is ridden since we got her. That's not the issue. Yeah. Kevin says she tells me how to drive. Pretty much. But
Maybe it was your driving that's the issue.
right? But I mean, I don't understand how this could be anything but not us.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And I have to tell you, since I did notice the Cheetos thing when I was reviewing the various documents, that was your first sign that she was sick, was she didn't want a Cheeto on the way home.
Right?
Yeah. So all I have to say is you should watch out for Judge Meyer, who I work with. I should keep a bag of Cheeto treats for him too. But he would eat the whole bag. So if he's ever looking for a ride, don't let him in the car.
Right? There you go.
All right. Okay. I'm glad to hear that Malaga is doing much better, because I wasn't sure from reading all that. It was going to be very sad to me if she did not survive.
Malaga.
Papa.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, Malaga Malaga says, I don't care you guys talking about me. I'm just gonna lay right here.
Chewing on her ball.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes I chew
All
on
right,
balls.
now I'm a dog person too. I've had lots of dogs, so
Not a dog.
I'm glad to hear
person.
Malaga survived this incident. Uh, From a legal sense, in this case, the burden of proof falls on Ms. Livingston and Mr. Wilkins to prove what the cause of the gastroenteritis was. The doctor was not willing to sign a statement indicating cause. I understand that there are possibilities that increased food can cause it, but there are other possibilities as well. So I'm going to find in this case that the plaintiff hasn't met the burden of proving what the cause of the gastroenteritis was. So I will dismiss the claim. And once again, I'm relieved to know that even though I'm dismissing the claim, that Malaga is doing well now. So that's good news. All right, thank you all. And congratulations to the Fishers for, is this your first child? Was that a yes or no? Oh, your fourth child. Oh.
They're
okay.
muted, but fourth child.
Well,
holy shit.
congratulations and good luck having 4 children. My rule was children aren't allowed to outnumber parents, so you guys must have 2 other parents. So 10 parents. Okay, yeah. All right. Thank you and congratulations. Okay, on the Ruley Davis matter, Ms. Ruley, did matter get resolved?
No, sir, it did not.
Okay. What's the next date?
Our next available.
They're rescheduling them. That's too bad for us. But it's great for me because I'm hungry. I really am. Oh, I'm back in the kitchen. Amazing. Oh God, I wish this was my kitchen. I wish I had a chef to make me some dinner. Thank you guys so much for being here. What a great night. Thanks for the raid to the boys. Credence and Mikey, one or both of whom may have been hey-nowing me. Anyways, I'm just joking. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. We'll be back at it again tomorrow with members only. That's right, members only on a Sunday. That is what we're gonna do. I know it's late for a lot of you, so thank you for being here. Do me a favor, remember that I love you and I'm proud of you, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Oh, remember to subscribe. Bye.
Ways down, ready to ride.